According to research, having good connections and social support can improve your health and increase your lifespan. According to research, conscientiousness is linked to many positive outcomes such as physical and mental health and success at school or work. Buildings and cities can affect our mood and well-being because specialized cells in the hippocampal region of our brains are attuned to the geometry and arrangement of the spaces we inhabit. One of the very effective ways to develop self-efficacy is to break down the activity into small changes that can be conquered one at a time. Isolation is highest at both ends of the lifespan. It first peaks in adolescence and young adulthood, and then when people reach their senior years. We all want more choices in life, but we tend to choose better only when we have fewer options in hand. People who are constantly suffering from emotional wounds are highly likely to get annoyed with others for no apparent reason. According to the experts of personality psychology, the most important anchorage to our self-identity throughout life remains our own name. According to a recent study, a good way to boost your reserves of willpower is to have a good laugh. Unlike emotional abuse or physical neglect, emotional failures are difficult to see. According to new research, psychopaths do not lack empathy, rather they can switch it on at will. The loneliness of Generation Z, those 18 to 22, is not just due to the rising social media use but a broader decline in interactions with neighbors, coworkers, and church friends. Couples that contain a female that is better looking than the male are more positive and supportive than the couples where the male is more handsome, or where the spouses are equally attractive. Shy people tend to have great observation skills, which helps them easily recognize the core of the problem and then solve it. In China, a national survey in 2018 showed that 60% of people born after 1990 were not getting enough sleep and that those living in the biggest cities suffered the most. Tragic optimism: there is hope and meaning to be found in life while also acknowledging the existence of loss, pain, and suffering. Emulation is the pain that we feel because we lack good things that others have. We are drawn towards symmetry, especially in faces. Facial symmetry is universally associated with beauty and attractiveness in both sexes and sexual and non-sexual contexts. Some psychologists say that men find it difficult to be just friends with opposite-sex members. The delayed change in attitude seen when someone becomes persuaded by a message or advertisement over time, even though they were against it earlier because of a suspicious cue, is a psychological phenomenon called the sleeper effect. When someone feels the desire to clean oneself or has thoughts of cleaning oneself after experiencing or remembering a feeling of shame, it is called the priming effect in psychology. People typically adjust their behavior in response to perceived levels of risk. They become more careful where they sense greater risk and less careful if they feel more protected. When someone buys something new and feels compelled to upgrade or replace their existing possessions that are related to or nearby the new one, it is called the Diderot effect. The tendency for people with strong opinions to perceive neutral media coverage as biased against them and in favor of their opponents is called the hostile media effect. The phenomenon in which a word or a phrase loses its meaning temporarily when you listen to, say, read, or write it repeatedly is called semantic satiation. People diagnosed with a mental illness are more likely to have poor sleep quality compared to the general population. When people believe they can give more support to friends and family, these relationships are especially rewarding and stress-relieving. People who check their email on a schedule feel happier and less stressed out than those who check constantly, or an unlimited number of times per day. Infants exposed to domestic violence often tend to have worse academic outcomes in school due to neurodevelopmental lags and are at higher risk for a variety of health issues. Food made by someone else tastes better than your own cooking, despite having the same recipe. illness, or death-related messages in fitness apps are highly effective in motivating people to make behavioral changes as compared to nudges like sit less and move more. According to research, couples with greater similarity in the trait of openness are more likely to stay together. We often stick to small talk with strangers because we underestimate how much others are interested in our lives and wrongly believe that deeper conversations will be more awkward and less enjoyable than they actually are. Never discuss your problems. If you the 3 things you can do to signal them that you are not a threat are an eyebrow flash, a slight head tilt, a smile. Do you always underestimate how long it will take you to complete a project? It is due to a cognitive quirk called the planning fallacy. According to research, night owls behave more unethically in the morning than at night, whereas early birds are more unethical at night. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new facts. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.